Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Successful Surf Club series, a podcast where I chat with club leaders, volunteers, and experts to share stories and strategies and ideas to help our surf lifesaving clubs grow and thrive. I'm Alex Walker, your host and the Member Experience Manager at Surf Lifesaving Queensland. I'm passionate about helping clubs strengthen their impact and better support their members. Each episode is designed to offer practical, real-world insights that you can take back to your clubs. Each episode, I'm joined by a special guest who brings their own unique experience and perspective, whether it's from running a club, sporting operation, or driving member engagement. Together, we'll talk about the challenges that clubs face and explore ideas around growth, culture, recruitment, fundraising, and many, many more. Our goal is to make sure that you walk away with something useful, inspiring, and relevant for your club's journey. Today's guest is Jemma Wagner, a sustainability officer. Member Communications Officer at Coolangatta Surf Lifesaving Club. She's also, just in the spare time, a patrol captain, team manager of the IRB team at Coolangatta, and has raced in the last couple of seasons. She'll provide some insights into what clubs can do around sustainability and also maybe some bits about communication, especially in today's environmental changes and to help reduce your footprint. Hi, Gemma.
Hi, how are you today?
Fantastic. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving up your time. We know that you've just been, you're at the tail end of a very, very busy uni semester. So looking at a bit of free time, hopefully to do a few other things.
No, it's exciting to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, I appreciate it. So let's leap into it. I suppose the first question is, what does a sustainability officer actually do at the surf club? And how did your role at Coolangatta Surf Club come about?
Yeah, good question. So the sustainability officer role came about after the club developed our sustainability strategy. So that strategy is essentially a roadmap that sets out our environmental goals, identifies the actions needed to achieve them, and prioritizes what we can implement now versus what might be an initiative for later on down the track. So the board saw that we needed someone to drive the changes, keep the plan on track, and make sure sustainability was part of the club's broader, I suppose, strategic direction. And that's where the role came in. So my role involves coordinating projects across all areas of the club, from reducing waste and improving recycling, such as looking at the food waste in our supporters club, and how often the bins get cleaned downstairs, to running education programs for members and nippers, and engaging with the wider community. So our sustainability strategy is built into the club's overall plan and sits sort of parallel to our strategic plan. It's a real focus for us right now, especially as we start planning for a redevelopment, but the principles apply to any surf club, whether you're redeveloping or not. There are plenty of ways to embed sustainability into everyday practices.
Pretty amazing that the board has taken that leap. I haven't heard of many other surf clubs that sort of have a sustainability officer or somebody that's looking at, I suppose, it's about the club's footprint. It's about, your carbon footprint as well as just your waste footprint for an organisation. So that's really, really, I suppose, forward thinking of the club board.
Absolutely. They're really onto working on how we can ensure that we're a sustainable organisation moving forward.
And given that you're right on the beach, like most surf clubs, any waste or any of those toxic events that happen with rubbish and whatever the case may be, is obviously about trying to reduce the impact of that across the whole environment. That's really cool. Coolangatta won the biggest impact club for the 2025 Clean Beaches Award. What's one environmental initiative at the club that has really made a significant difference and obviously helped you win that award?
Oh, just one? I think it's important to recognise that any initiative makes a big difference. I think for us, what's made the biggest difference has been developing our sustainability strategy. It gives us a clear direction, outlines where we want to go, how we plan to get there, and what steps we can start immediately versus what's going to be a bigger initiative that's going to take time to work towards. Having that structure has really helped us turn ideas into action and make it, I suppose, easier by having that strategic direction behind our efforts. I think a big takeaway from this process was making sure that we keep a one club mindset. So making sure that the plan includes everyone from the supporters club to all the different aspects of our Surf Lifesaving Club. And that's really helped us create a shared sense of responsibility and make our sustainability goals really interconnected with all the areas that we create impact. So yeah, I think the biggest initiative was having a bit of direction and a bit of planning involved, and recognizing that some projects will take time, but focusing on what we can start right now to build momentum in this space.
Cool, fantastic. Do you work on this alone? Obviously, you feed to the board, but part of this must be about getting other members and other sectors of the club, like you said, members of the supporters club, members of the junior club, youth space. How do you look to get members on board and help you create sustainability ideas or changes?
Absolutely. So I think getting members involved has really always come back to inclusion and education. So
Yeah,
my role as sustainability officer was to guide the plan, but also to allow members to be actively involved in shaping it. So we set up a sustainability working group so that everyone could have a say in the changes we make, which gives them a shared sense of ownership when we push forward these changes. Um, we also made a big point of engaging our younger members. So when we run cleanups, we include our nippers. When we run recycling projects, we include our youth. And when we make any sort of a change, we ensure that members understand why and have the ability to voice their ideas in that space.
fantastic. And obviously, being the communications
Yes,
officer at the club helps with that process. Do you understand
definitely.
the flow of information as it's required and when it's required? Um, what are, I suppose the real quick and easies for a surf club? What are the first steps that a club can take to be more responsible in that environmental space?
I think some of the first steps that we took were very simple. So things like beach cleanups or improving recycling, reducing our single-use plastic water bottles or single-use plastic wherever we could, looking at the food packaging used by our supporters club. And these sorts of things, while they're very small, they're also very easy to implement and they can make a big difference.
Yeah,
We then shifted our focus into small projects like uniform recycling, running education sessions with nippers and members, developing our sustainability plan. On the operational side, things like switching to LED or sensor lighting, using rainwater to wash off equipment, choosing energy efficient equipment. These are all manageable changes that add up over time. So the
yeah.
key is to start somewhere and get members involved.
And some of these aren't significant cost impacts to the organisation, but do have long-term benefits and cost savings to the organisation across a fair bit. Moving in a slightly different vein, as Youth Lifesaver of the Year, what role do you think young members can play in driving change? You've just touched on the fact that you engage with the juniors and the youth in different sectors. We understand quite clearly that the youth are the future of the organisation. But I suppose, is it just about beach stuff or is it everywhere?
I think that I think that young members have a really important role on and off the beach. Our older members in most clubs are already doing so much. So when it comes to this sort of movement, it's not that they aren't passionate, it's just that they're holding so many roles and already doing so much. But as youth, I think if we step up, we can bring energy, fresh eyes to spot problems, enthusiasm to help find solutions. So for youth, it's about recognizing that you do have a lot to bring to the table, even if it's just excitement and fresh eyes at the start. And for surf clubs, it's about giving youth the opportunity to contribute ideas and be part of making those solutions happen.
Yeah, and I think it's important that we make them the custodians of those decisions. I think that's critically important moving forward for the organisation. Um, what's one thing you wish every club knew about the impact that they can have on their local coastal environment?
I think the
Big
biggest,
question.
yeah, it's a massive question. Um, I think I think that the biggest thing is just recognizing that club can and already does have an impact. And so any positive action is a step in the right direction, and that everything that you do is going to make a difference. So even if all you can do right now is improve your recycling, or like I said, one of our first steps was just getting, single-use plastic bottles out of our nipper program. That matters, and that's a step in the right direction. And it's also about engaging people and bringing that momentum through sharing the small wins. So if you're not sure what to do next, reach out and see what others are doing. Like, ask your members what they want to see. They've often got really great ideas. There are programs that exist, like Take 3 for the Sea, which is who we partnered with in the early phases. So yeah, just take the first step and engage your members as you do.
Fantastic. And obviously little changes like changing plastic to paper for a whole range of different things, or recycled paper, recycled goods, makes a huge impact on your footprint and your waste management processes for your surf club. Cool. Are there any other things that you would like people to know about from a sustainability perspective? You're obviously highly passionate about sustainability organisationally, we encourage that passion from you guys. But are there any other little tips or tricks that our clubs or that even the individual members, other than the stuff that you've said already, which is fantastic about engagement?
I think that it's really exciting that as an organization we're opening our eyes to this sort of space. I think something we touched on a little while ago of just we are situated right on the corner of the beach. In most surf clubs are sitting right on the beach, which gives us a really exciting opportunity to be able to move towards a more sustainable future in that way, because we directly see it. It's our surfers who notice the rubbish that washes up on the beach. It's our members who are putting their children into the water. It's our, community that is so directly interconnected with the costs of this. So I think that it's an exciting opportunity for us to also be involved in the solutions that can come from this as well.
Fantastic. Great insights, Jemma. I
Thank you.
really do like everything that you're doing in this space. I think the big takeaways are obviously come up with a plan and make sure that the board is highly engaged and involved in this process, because they need to be, and then engage with membership to have them included and as part of the, I suppose, custodianship of the oceans and the beaches that we have. Really great and important work that you do. So thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.